So the play takes place in the middle of the 19th century, and it centers on a female actress and her student as they sort of travel from theater to theater and attempt to make money and advance her career. The story, which is fictional, coincides with a non-fictional event, a real event that happened in New York called the Astor Place riot. It's one of the bloodiest incidents in New York's history. And at that time, it was the first real moment when Americans sort of turned violent on Americans. It was multi-inspirational, or there were many things that led up to this. One was that the theater department approached me and said they wanted to do one of my plays. And at first we kind of looked through all the plays that I had written, and we found one. We were going to produce that play, and we even started having some creative meetings about producing that play. And then it dawned on me, I said, you know, this play was written a few years ago. It was written, you know, on its own. I could actually write a play for the department that's specifically built for the department and for the theater it's going to be performed in, which is Buckman Theater on campus. And Crystal and Tricia, the two directors of the program, really got excited about that, and that was one place where it started. And then the next place where the inspiration came from was that they had some ideas of what type of play they wanted to do. So they wanted to play with a lead female character. So we got that. They wanted to play with a lot of roles so that the college students who come out to audition for the shows could all be cast. And so we did that. They wanted a play that didn't have a lot of set requirements. So we made one for them. And then the final inspiration was my own artistic inspiration, which came from, at the time I was teaching theater history too. And we were studying the 19th century theater. And while we were studying the 19th century theater, we were studying Astor Place riot. And I was getting excited about it because I was teaching it to the students. And it all kind of just came together at once. That's the reason you write plays. Certainly, most playwrights have their own very specific reasons for writing plays, so I'm not going to pretend to know what those are. But I would think that anybody who endeavors to write a play does it so that they can put it up in front of an audience, right? And getting to see actors and director and scenic designers and sound designer and lighting designer interpreting the play and making connections and having thoughts about the world of the play is it's the reason that I set out to write it in the first place. So I was a student at Quinnipiac, but I was a criminal justice major. I'm proud of it, and I got my degree in criminal justice, and I had a wonderful experience at Quinnipiac. And on my way out, my final semester, I took a playwriting course. Like many students, I was involved in the theater department socially. I enjoyed the theater, I took theater classes, but my major was criminal justice, and I was committed to that. But I took this playwriting course, and it opened a part of me that I didn't realize I really cared about, and it was this creative aspect. I think everybody looks for creative outlets in their lives, and the lucky people find them in their jobs, right? So I found this, and it created a big dilemma for me, because as I was graduating, I was really committed to criminal justice. So I decided the interview for the DA isn't until March. I'll leave and travel a little bit to see the world. And by the time my trip was over, about half a year later, I had come back with 2 full notebooks and 2 full-length plays. And I said, you know, I want to do something with them. So it was a recommendation by one of the theater professors here, Crystal Bryan, that I send them out to graduate schools. So then I went to graduate school for 3 years. I learned a lot about theater, I learned a lot about playwriting, And when I was finishing graduate school, I was in close contact with Dr. Bryan. There was a position opening to teach as an adjunct in the theater department back here, so that kind of brought me back to the New Haven area. And since then, I've been able to continue a career in playwriting and teach at the same time. They're not going to learn the meaning of life by coming to see the show, but I think they're going to be entertained. And I think they're going to find that the theater can be a very exciting and interesting place if they come and see this show. And I would be very surprised if anybody who came to see this show didn't walk out saying, I didn't realize that that could happen in the theater. So come see it. Come see it, and I doubt you'll be disappointed.